Hey guys, what's going on? It's snowy up here. It's beautiful up here. 'Tis the season, right? But about a month ago, I put out a video regarding a Trey Lance card that went missing from a PSA order. If you haven't seen that video, you can go check it out. Links are in the show notes. And it was all about a card that, actually, I got a different Trey Lance card, one that I never had, that was sent to me, and mine was just kind of disappeared in the process. I want to tell you what happened since then. It's been a month, and I've tried to get PSA the benefit of the doubt, allow them to fix this issue, and give you a positive update. But you'll never believe kind of how this has developed. It's been quite the ordeal. So I'm going to tell you what's happened the last 4 weeks. But before I do, let me just say something regarding a lot of comments I got around PSA and how you should use other grading companies, and PSA does this and that. It's frustrating. Every company has their issues. And I think every grading company has a spot in this hobby to a certain degree. Like, I default to SGC in many cases, especially vintage. Modern I struggle with, and I actually default to PSA when I can. And you can decide who you like. That's the beauty of this free market, is you can decide the grading company that you like, but they have their issues. And PSA definitely has a lot of issues going on. We do things with Chasing Cardboard. We have to consign cards for people, and they prefer PSA sometimes, and we have to honor that. And so we try to choose the companies that we like, but at the end of the day, like, it comes down to what you like for your slab and what makes the most sense for your card. So you have to just deal with that, and that's the reality. It's already getting cold. My hands are frozen. So look, with that said, let me tell you what's kind of happened. 2 or 3 days after the first video came out, I finally got through the call queue. I got into the queue, and I got a call back that afternoon. But at that same time, I actually got messaged by Chris Carlin, who works over at PSA. And he messaged me on Twitter and said, hey, we want to handle this. Sorry for this. I ended up getting on the phone with him. And I won't tell you the whole conversation how it went, but basically he just said, hey, look, I'm here to try to help solve some of these problems. We want to make things better. 2023, we hope to solve a lot of the customer service issues going on at PSA. Fair. Okay. Get it. I appreciate the honesty and the transparency. We went from that, kind of left that thinking, okay, we're going to solve this problem. A couple days went by. I got that call back from the call queue. They basically said, hey, look, we can't solve your problem. An advanced escalation agent is going to be the one that handles that. And so I ended up getting an email from a customer care rep that same day. And they just said, hey, look, we want to solve this problem for you. Give us a couple days. We're looking into it. In the meantime, can you send us the card that you received in error? So I received that Trey Lance card as a mistake. And so they told me they wanted me to send that card back. And of course, I'm going to send that card back. It's not mine, it's somebody else's. And so I got a label from them, and it went over the weekend. And then Monday I got a note back, and I said, hey, any updates on my Trey Lance? And they said, well, we can't help you until you send back your Trey Lance that you got as an accident. And I said, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why should I be held hostage because of this card? Tell me what's going on with my Trey Lance. And they just said, well, we're not going to be able to do anything until we get your card back, the card that you got in air.
Quebec, go ahead.
Me or... Yeah, shouldn't we, learn by dodging balls that are thrown at us, or...
That's what this sack of wrenches is for. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
Whatever, right? So I send that card back, and a couple days later they receive it, and I get a note back from them that basically says, hey, we got it. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take care of you just for the hassle of doing that. We're gonna give you a $250 grading credit. Awesome, thanks for doing that, just for the mistake of all this happening. Well, a couple days went by. They let me know that they received the card, and I got a different rep assigned to this case now that let me know that they're researching what happened to my Trey Lance. And so I was told that it was going to take a few days, but they were looking through security footage, and they, at the very least, were going to give me a credit for the card missing, because they couldn't figure out where it went. So a couple days went by again. This is a month ago. Now we're up to 2 weeks ago. And they came back and they said, hey, look, it's going to be about a $400 credit because that's what we assigned a PSA 9 value for that missing Trey Lance die cut number 25. And I said, well, okay, why are you assigning a PSA 9 value to this? That doesn't make any sense to me. And they came back and said, oh yeah, that's a good point. I don't know why we assigned a PSA 9 value. Let's go back to the market team and let's see if we can get you a better value. I said, look, I don't think it's $400. I think it's probably closer to $1,000. And they said, okay, we'll see what we can do. Well, a couple days went by again, and they came back and said, hey, look, it's going to be $700 in credit, which we're going to give you. And I said, okay, that's fine. That $700 is fine. That's fair value, I think. Let's kind of go from there. Well, a couple days went by again. I got the agreement from them to sign, and I wasn't even thinking about this as it being an issue until I opened up the agreement to sign to get my $700 in kind of replacement value for the Trey Lance. I opened up the agreement and it has some language in it that was a little concerning to me. I'll just read it to you here. It basically says, it's a long agreement, and in section 5, there's a non-disparagement clause, confidentiality. Customers should not take any actions in the oral or verbal that might disparage or defame the goodwill or reputation of Collectors Universe. And if I do, in fact, bring this up in an oral or written way, then I could potentially, it's a breach of contract, and see you, they would ask me to repay the payment that they've given me for the card that they lost of mine. Well, so I challenge Collectors Universe on this, and I say, hey, look, I don't feel comfortable signing this, being that I have a couple of channels, right? We're on this all the time. And I honestly want to be transparent and honest with my audience about this situation. And I think it behooves you guys to just handle it the right way. And frankly, why should I be the one signing something when you lost my card? Just handle the situation and all is going to be good. Well, I send that to them and say that, and they came back to me and they say, hey, look, we cannot change this legal language. This is our standard agreement. But if you agree to sign this agreement and want to release a video, we will agree to have you send it to us to approve before publishing so we can see the full context of the video and then give you the approval to publish.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
You've got to be kidding me, Collectors Universe. Do you realize the situation and the response and the attitude that is portraying? You lose a card of mine, you force me to send something back that's not mine to get a response to my particular issue, and now you're telling me that to get the credit for the card that you lost, I have to sign this massive agreement and kind of landlock myself with my ability to speak about the situation. So here I am, a month later, with a sweet Trey Lance card that was lost, and I don't have a resolution. I do have a response from Collectors Universe. I do appreciate that they are responding to the situation, but to say that I'm frustrated would be a massive understatement. I cannot believe that we're sitting here in this particular situation and I'm being asked to sign a document that says I cannot speak of this on social media or YouTube, and you want to approve my videos for me to get the credit for the card that you lost. I guess I'm not really surprised with how this is all played out, considering the way Collectors Universe has kind of handled things the last year and a half. Disappointed, yes. I'm very disappointed. And I think there's a lesson to be learned in any of this. And I think it's maybe more so advice, right? First off, document your process. Whenever you're sending your cards in to get graded, document your process, take pictures, understand what you sent, understand your tracking number, insure it, do all those things that you got to do. That just makes sense. And for people that send a lot of cards in, you don't think about it sometimes, but you need to think about it. But I think it's also a reminder for me, and hopefully for you, that when we have companies that do the right thing, companies or voices or organizations that take a stand for customer service and prioritizing us as collectors, let's reward them. Let's spend more money with them. Let's support them. And you vote with your dollars. We say that all the time. This has definitely left a sour taste in my mouth. Will I grade cards with PSA still? Yes, I will. Will I do it less frequently? Yes, I will do it less frequently. But it also just makes me want to go reward the companies like an SGC potentially, or if it's another grading company, or if it's any other company in the hobby that do things right and that prioritize us. When you get prioritized as a consumer, let's make sure these companies know that we appreciate that. So anyway, I'm here a month later, no solution in place yet. That's total transparency with you. You can let me know what you think below, what you would do. I guess I'm sacrificing potentially the $700 to let you know how the situation worked itself out. And now I'm sacrificing some frostbite because I'm starting to lose feeling in my finger. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. See ya. Bye.